While most spaceships in sci-fi are mechanical or metallic, there are those that defy all of that and are actually living beings or composed of living organic material. Mind you, that these here, in this list or video, are bioships in the sense that they transport smaller beings inside of them and respond to the command of a pilot or a hive mind, just how ships are meant to do. And they're not really wild space creatures like space whales or void monsters. These here are bioships, the biggest in sci-fi. Let's get to them. At number 15 we have the Formix scout ship. This scout ship is the first glimpse humanity gets of the alien buggers in Ender's Game, or the Formix, and at about 1 kilometer in length, they're pretty big. The ship itself, at least from the movie, has an almost insect-like appearance like a dark floating beetle. Its surface seems to ripple slightly as if covered in some living skin or chitinous armor, and it likely grew than being assembled as was seen in the movie when thousands of Ds were being grown in the hives of the home world of the Formix. This ship is alive in many ways, grown by the hive-minded Formix using bioengineering techniques completely alien to humanity. While it is a scout ship by purpose, its size makes it quite imposing, kinda like a mothership to be honest, and it is capable of housing hundreds of smaller Formic flying crafts. Then at number 14 we have the Moya. So Moya is a unique and beloved character and a ship in Farscape, not just a spaceship but also a living being called a Leviathan. She is about 1 to 1.5 kilometers long and was originally meant to be a peacekeeper prison transport. Moya doesn't have engines in the traditional sense. She moves through space using organic propulsion and has the ability to starburst, which is kinda like a living hyperspace jump that lets it escape to other parts of the universe in seconds. The exterior of the Moya is smooth and elegant, like a massive sea creature, part manta ray, part whale, with long tapering limbs and a soft glow. Moya isn't just a bioship but also sentient, able to feel pain and joy, and forms a mother-like bond with her pilot and passengers. 13. The Shadow Attack Vessels from Babylon 5. These are some of the creepiest and most menacing ships in science fiction, and they are attack vessels about 1.5 kilometers long, looking like giant black spider crabs made of a strange organic material. Their design is jagged and somewhat asymmetrical. All curves and legs are like twisted insects or spiders that are frozen mid-motion. These vessels are not just ships, they're partly alive, piloted by fused beings, living beings merging with the shadow technology inside of them, thus giving these ships incredible agility and reflexes. They also travel by phasing in and out of space or hyperspace, using terrifying energy weapons, and often seem to attack without warning. Their presence is terrifying not only because of their appearance, but because of also their dark, ancient intelligence. Number 12. The Mass Effect Reapers, or more specifically the Harbinger. This is one of the largest and most powerful of the Reapers in this Mass Effect universe, a very popular video game. This Harbinger is a monstrous living organic being and a machine hybrid over 2.17 kilometers long. So imagine a metallic squid from hell, black, towering, and with glowing red eyes embedded into its hull, hovering in space. It also has an arched, insectoid body with multiple long, thin, claw-like limbs or even tentacles hanging beneath it. These Reapers, like the Harbinger, are sentient starships which are ancient and terrifying, and each one of them carrying an intelligence of countless harvested civilizations. Their hulls or bodies are a fusion of advanced machine parts and biological tissue grown in massive cosmic scale foundries. They don't communicate in words but in booming, mind-shattering thoughts. Number 11. The Stargate Wraith Hive Ship. The Wraith Hive Ship is the mobile home and warbase of the vampiric Wraith from the Stargate Atlantis series. It is massive, around 2.5 kilometers long, and looks like a rotting skeleton of a whale drifting through space. These things, while appearing mechanical, are actually partly organic, or at least fully in the inside. They look like they are covered in rich bone-like plates and organic-looking growths. It has a fleshy interior with organic lighting, moist walls, and a slightly pulsing, almost breathing feel. The hive ships grow their own weapons, regenerating damage, and even house squadrons of smaller fighter craft, which are also alive. They act as both city and war machine for the Wraith, with thousands of Wraith warriors and their human food stores kept in stasis inside of it. They can also cloak themselves jump into hyperspace and bombard planets from orbit. Number 10. The Talon Mothership. So this one is an elegant biomechanoid vessel, which just means it is an organic spaceship with mechanical parts that are mixed along with it. This ship hovers in Earth's orbit like a watchful eye in the series called Earth Final Conflict, and it ranges from 2 to 5 kilometers in length possibly, because it's hard to pin it down in scale due to its ethereal, sleek design. The ship has a gentle teardrop shape with smooth curving surfaces that glow with calming shades of blue and white. It seems less constructed and more sculpted or grown or formed. While not exactly a bioship in Zerg or Tinet senses, it is biomechanoid, which means its technology is so advanced and fluid that it blurs the line between organic and synthetic. At number 9 we have the Laconia Station from The Expanse. This one is also called the Stick Moons and is one of the most awe-inspiring examples of the protomolecule enhanced construction methods in The Expanse, and it stretches an incredible 8 kilometers in size. Though not a bioship in the flesh and bone sense, it shares many qualities with organic designs, and it wasn't built by humans. It was there already in space, part of an ancient empire called the Ring Builders. It appears as a dark, menacing structure with fluid bone-like architecture with massive arching spires, smooth obsidian-like surfaces, and an eerie, pulsing glow in the dark. It's like a shipyard crossed with a beehive, but on a city-side scale. The station acted in the past as an organic shipyard for the Ring Builders in the ancient past. Now going to the number 8 spot, we have the Lex. The Lex is one of the weirdest and most memorable ships in science fiction. A gigantic living insect that's also the most powerful weapon of destruction in 2 universes, not just 1, 2. It's a whopping 10 kilometers long and shaped like a grotesque, massive dragonfly. The ship's surface looks like it is made of hardened carapace. Its long body tapers at one end with twitching, stubby appendages at the ends, and its face has what it looks like a pair of massive eyes which can obliterate entire planets with a single energy beam. The Lex has a brain, a libido, and an attitude. It's technically alive, responsive to commands, but also stubborn and driven by pure instinct. Now number 7 we have the Chorusa from Star Wars Legends. This is a massive organic world ship used by the Yuuzhan Vong, which is present in the Star Wars Legends, not canon. These massive bioships measure around 10 kilometers in length, and like all Yuuzhan Vong vessels, it is fully bioengineered and grown from yorick coral. This yorick coral, for instance, is grown on planets into the shape of a desired ship. It works by absorbing surrounding materials like rock, ore, along with organic matter. Once completed, forms a nervous and circulatory system to coordinate and sustain the bioship in space. The exterior is like bone or barnacled stone, and there are no metal parts, no electronics, no conventional technology, as everything from lights to life support to weapons are all living organic components. Then at number 6 we have the Zerg Leviathan. This is a living behemoth from the Zerg swarm seen in StarCraft, and at 11 kilometers long it is more like a living moon than a ship. It resembles a flying insect with a big abdomen and covered in dark chitinous armor with writing tentacles from the sides. It swims through the vacuum of space as if it was water, its vast bulk propelled by psionic energy. The Leviathan is not just a ship, it's a hive capable of carrying an entire Zerg swarm, or at least part of a swarm, including troops, the smaller Zerglings, overlords, spore pods, and even the massive Ultralisk. Its interior is fleshy, pulsating, and filled with living structures that serve as command chambers, as birthing pools, and also storage sacks for biomass. The ship itself is sentient on some level, responding to commands through a telepathic link with its hive mind. Now we come to the top 5, starting with the Oroscope. So this Oroscope is one of the most weirdest and most bizarrely creative spaceships in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, more specifically the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. It's not just a ship, it's a fully organic space station of the High Evolutionary and spans up to 10 to 20 kilometers in diameter. The entire structure looks like a giant fleshy organism floating through space. It was first envisioned as a gyroscopic planet, and it was then imagined as a fusion between a space brain, a coral reef, and a rotating space station, a space wheel. The outer surface is lumpy and veined and what looks like translucent skin stretched over muscle and fat. There are no clear engines or thrusters, just biological propulsion systems and a very weird interior which houses a lot of crew members inside of it. Number 4. The Tinet Ancient One from Warhammer 40k. So this Ancient One is an incredibly rare and truly titanic Tinet bioship, a Hive ship referenced in the Warhammer 40k lore. At 30 to 40 kilometers long, it dwarfs even the largest Imperial battleships, and is more like a cosmic beast than a conventional ship. It's essentially a small moon-sized monster with sensory tendrils and vast carapace-like plates which act like mountains of chitin or armor. Its body bristles with organic weaponry, biocannons that spit acid, spores that spread infection, and tentacles that lash out across space. It's not just a ship, it's also a gestation hive, home to countless Tinet broods and capable of birthing entire invasion forces. The ship is alive in every sense. It reacts to threats and with animal instinct, and also reacts to the hive intelligence, the hive mind. Number 3. The Volon Planet Killer. So this one is a terrifying alien ship and a super weapon used by the ancient Volon race in Babylon 5. This biomechanical juggernaut has mottled green skin, a pattern which is similar to all other Volon ships, and it stretches between 42 and 58 kilometers long, so big that it casts shadows over moons. Its dorsal and ventral surfaces feature a number of large smooth blisters, a pair of fins as well as several large spikes and sail-like structures. Though not fleshy like others, it is curved. It has a flowing design which suggests a more evolved, almost spiritual life form. Which makes sense because these are transcendent beings, the Volons. The forward section has tentacle-like structures which are both flanked by similar smaller tentacles, and in this forward structure, it houses the planet killer weapon itself, which fires an energy beam capable of annihilating entire worlds. And number 2, we have the Banor Ras from Star Wars Legends. The Banor Ras is a world ship, a city-sized living vessel used by the Yuuzhan Vong. Well, actually, a country-sized vessel used by the Yuuzhan Vong in the new Jedi Order series of novels. At a staggering 120 kilometers wide, it is almost as big as the Death Star. It is more like a biological moon than a ship. Like the Chorus Trona, it is also built from a mass of yorick, which then forms a symbiotic relationship with many other organic materials and organisms inside of it. The entire thing was grown, not built, fueled by biotechnology that defies logic. The interior is a grotesque biological metropolis, or in simple terms, a biosphere. It houses an entire civilization of the Yuuzhan Vong, from warrior castes to priests to shapers. It is that massive. And the biggest bioship is from Warhammer 40k. It is a bioship of the Tinet race or species, but it is named like the Ancient One. This one was mentioned in White Dwarf issue 495. This gargantuan Tinet bioship is estimated to be about the size of a small Earth continent or a large moon. This is not merely a ship, it is a cosmic horror beyond measure. It is the largest known Tinet entity and likely a manifestation of the hive mind's core will. The ship is so massive that fleets can orbit within its gravity well. Its body is of course like all other bioships of the Nits, composed of their organic makeup. It is capable of birthing an entire invasion force by its size alone, and of course it acts as a major synaptic relay to the hive mind and can rain down billions of Tinet organisms on a planetary scale. And with that, we end this video on the 15 biggest bioships or organic ships in sci-fi. If you like this video, then watch this other one too, the one in the end screens. Do hit that like button for support and smash that subscribe button to be a part of Legio Nutbuck. Till the next time, take care, boys.